Hello everybody and welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. The crazy one right here is Freya. I'm Jason and I'm bringing you today's video. As always guys, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We're a small little family channel. We just love books and love talking about them. So whether or not you subscribe, we're going to keep doing these videos. But we would appreciate the support. We really, really would. So for today I want to talk about a book I just recently read. I kind of fell down a rabbit hole when I ended up with this book. As always, I'm going to talk about four things. I'm going to talk about the world, then I'm going to talk about the characters, then I'm going to talk about the plot, then I'm going to talk about the writing style. And the way I found this book is kind of weird because this came in a roundabout way from that absolutely hilarious book, Beware of Chicken, that we already reviewed. Someone recommended another series, and I read that series, which reviews will be upcoming from that one if they haven't already posted. And from that one, then I got suggested this book series by the algorithm. I guess once you read a couple books about farmers, I suppose, I don't know. So I want to talk about book one of Unorthodox Farming by Benjamin Kerei and Ellen Clouden. And yeah, it's an interesting book. So Unorthodox Farming is the name of the series. I'm going to talk about book two as well. There's only been 2 books out so far, so I'm going to do 2 reviews on it. The actual title of the book is super long, so I decided to go with the name of the series. So Unorthodox Farming 1. And first I'll talk about the world. So the world is it's like a video game. This is a litRPG book. So it's one of those standard worlds, litRPG worlds, where you've got your character screen, you've got your character class, your levels, quests, some sort of system. What's really cool about this one is that there is a lot of rules. There are a lot of really weird things, and the author manages to stay extremely consistent with it. The rules that are there, they remain in place. That he doesn't make a mistake somewhere or have some logical fallacy with the rules. He definitely, or they definitely figured this out pretty damn well. Now the rules are very tight. People have their classes. And outside of the litRPG element, it's also the old swords and sorcery kind of thing. Fantasy, you've got your dwarves, you've got your elves. There are no guns, and that's actually explained later on in the series on why there are no guns yet. Again, like I said, there's these rules, and your class really locks the rules in. For instance, farmers can't use swords. If they try, if they pick up a sword, it just won't stay in their hand. It just won't. It just jumps its way out of the hand. Apparently that's a big drinking game with farmers, is how long they can hold on to a sword. So, characters. The main character, his name is Albert. So he was sent, he was basically summoned, I think he's called an incarnate, basically summoned from another world, in this case, Earth, our world. It's kind of an accidental thing, it's kind of weird, but, and lands in this world where he gets the class of farmer. Now, farmer is the class that nobody wants, but it's also the class that kind of makes the world turn. One of the things about the world is that it's all about mana, and farmers generate mana. So almost everything comes back to generating mana for the world, for the great sky dragon, and farmers generate mana, but they're also kind of a crappy class. So Albert also has a familiar which he names Salem, and this familiar attaches himself to Albert not because he's a wizard, because he clearly is not, but attaches himself to Albert because he needs to hide. He's hiding because he was part of bringing a greater demon into the world, and he's trying to hide from the demon. And through the first 2 books, that still hasn't been explained. Now, in the first book, Albert just has one thing and one thing only that he wants to do, and that is reach level 100. Because once you reach level 100, you can choose a second class. Then you get to pick your class. He was born or incarnated or created with the farmer class. Everybody in this world is born with their class. If you can reach level 100, then you get to choose a second class, which then opens up other things. So one thing Albert definitely does not want to be is a farmer. Now, the interesting thing about Albert is here on Earth, he was a professional gamer. Well, he's a semi-professional gamer. His specialty was figuring out exploits in video games. And we've all seen them. You know, you figure out, somebody figures out the the perfect combo between two characters on like a League of Legends type of game that their abilities sync and do something absolutely crazy, and you know, carries the day until the developers nerf the character, nerf the power, or fix the loophole in the programming. That's what Albert did. He found exploits in games. So that's what he wants to do in this world, because again, he doesn't want to be a farmer. Absolutely does not want to be a farmer. The funny thing is, he will put more effort into not being a farmer than he would have put into just frickin' farming. So he's trying to figure out how to gain experience, because he needs to get to this level 100. He doesn't want to spend the next 75 years tilling fields and hope, because most farmers cap out in the 30s to 40s, maybe 50s on levels, and hope to reach 100. He wants to find a different way. Unfortunately, he can't go out and grind, because he discovers that killing monsters gets him 0 experience. So he's kind of screwed. Doesn't quite know what to do until, by sheer accident, he kills a monster on the farm. And that's when he finds out that farmers will gain experience from defending their farms. So with that, he basically turns into Home Alone. Home Alone crossed with Saw. He ends up building traps on his farm, including what he calls trap barns. Barns with some Edgar Allan Poe type of traps. Of course, he's got his pitfalls, but he also has swinging axes. He's got some stuff straight out of Predator. He's got the whole spiked logs and all kinds of stuff. And he then starts baiting the monsters in the forest. And what he ends up discovering is an exploit. He actually finds 2 exploits. The first one he doesn't quite realize, and it's a way of getting the land that he has and the land that he needs. And this is what's called a noble exploit, which then brings him to the attention of the king and other nobles, and is also the beginning of the rise of his wealth. His experience generally comes from his traps, and especially the massive trap that he culminates with at the end of book 1. The writing style is, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny with a ton of pop culture references. It's just non-stop pop culture references. Definitely going to make you chuckle. Again, the world that they built is really, really fleshed out and really well thought. They managed to put a lot of things into this world, and this book, I got to be honest, I did not expect this book to be as good as it was, and I cannot wait for the next book. I am praying that the next book does not take too long. So, if you guys like litRPG books, if you guys like slice of life books, if you guys like main characters that end up not really overpowered, but pulling off the impossible by sheer luck and cleverness, you guys would love Unorthodox Farming #1 and #2, which I'm going to talk about in another video. So after you guys hit the like and subscribe buttons, guys, go check it out. If you read and liked Beware of Chicken or Battle Mage Farmer, go check out Unorthodox Farming. Really, really, really good book. Really good book. Really, really clever. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate every single one of you guys. And we'll catch you guys next time. Bye now.